Korea boasts a world-famous education fever. How much do Korean parents spend in educating their children? We will talk to Professor Edward C. Prescott, the winner of the 2004 Nobel Prize in Economics, about global economic forecasts for this year and the directions Korea's economy should take. More in-depth, more vividly. Let's find out everything about the 3D audio technology filled with the latest technologies. Innovations in home phones. Let's meet various services provided by home phones armed with smart functions. North Korea's currency is losing its footing on dollarization. We will analyze the usage of foreign currencies in North Korea and its causes.
Hello, I'm Andrew Salmon and welcome to Bizline. As you may see, we're coming to you from Toksugun Palace in central Seoul. And our interviewee today is economic royalty. He's Dr. Edward Prescott, the winner of the 2004 Nobel Prize in Economics. On a related matter, we'll also be looking at the economics behind Korea's educational mania. Just how much money does it cost to put a child through school? We'll also be looking at 3D audio technology and examining the use of foreign currencies inside North Korea. So, do stay with us. Korea's mania for education is one of this country's greatest national strengths. Korea has the highest college entrance rate in all of the OECD. But it comes at a high cost for families. In addition to their school fees, they also have to pay tuition fees and cram school or hagwon fees. So how much does it actually cost to put a child through school and into university? Let's take a look.
Koreans' emphasis on education can never be too much. The country even has a motto which goes, "Education is a plan which spans 100 years." High interest in education isn't known only within the country, but around the world.
In South Korea, teachers are known as nation builders.
US President Barack Obama had said that the US should take a lesson from Korea and parents from the country in rebuilding the country through education. The BBC from the UK reported that Korea's high emphasis on education helped to build the country as an IT stronghold.
여러 가지 지표들을 통해서 한국의 교육열은 드러난다라고 생각이 드는데요. 우선 교육의 그 수준을 평가해 보거나 아니면 잘하는 정도를 평가해 보는 각종 지표들이 국내 학생들이 상위권을 차지하고 있고요. 또 다른 지표로는 대학 진학률이 OECD 국가 중에 1위를 차지하고 있습니다. 또 인구 1000명당 유학생 수를 보더라도 세계 10위권으로 높은 그 교육률을 반영하고 있다라고 생각이 듭니다.
As Korean parents are very keen on their children's education, expenditure in its relation is high as well. Mrs. Kim Hyun-sun is a mother of 2 children, one in middle school and the eldest in high school. Like most parents, her biggest interest is in how well they do at school.
네, 지금 저희 작은 애가 중3이라 좋은 고등학교를 가기 위해서 지금 좋은 학원이나 이런 쪽으로 지금 많이 알아보고 있고 보내기도 하고 그래서 이제 지금은 그 공부에 치중하는 데 많은 관심을 갖고 있습니다.
Public education is mandatory until middle school, and the government provides it for free. But from high school, school tuition is due 4 times a year. Other than fees paid for public schooling, there is more to be spent for private education and reference books for better grades.
중학생은 의무교육이라 교육비는 나가지 않고요. 고등학생은 분기별로 한 35만 원 정도 나가고 또 사교육으로 한 월 2과목 해서 한 50만 원 정도 나가고요. 그다음에 책값이나 이런 걸로 해서 5만 원에서 10만 원 정도 나가고 있습니다.
She is spending around $1,200 a month on average to provide better education for her 2 children, which is a big chunk out of the family income. But as a parent, she wants to give them everything she can.
교육비가 이제 소득에 많이 차지하고 있는데 그래도 아이들이 좋은 대학 들어가고 좋은 직장을 구하기 위해서는 그 정도 들어가는 건 아깝지 않다고 생각을 하거든요. 이제 먼 미래를 위해서 투자한다 생각하고 하는 거니까 또 부모가 또 그 정도는 해줘야 된다고 저는 생각을 하고 있거든요.
Mrs. Kim's eldest son, Oh Hae-sung, is a sophomore in high school. After school, he goes to a private school for 2 more lessons. He is thankful at his parents for trying to provide the best environment for education for him.
저도 부모님이 저희에게 지출한 교육비의 돈이 많은 걸 알기 때문에 저도 그 기대에 부응해서 좋은 공부를 열심히 해서 좋은 대학도 들어가고 저도 좋은 직업을 찾아서 돈을 많이 벌어서 부모님께 효자하는 게 맞는 것 같아요.
OECD indicators on education show that Korea's burden on public education was the highest among the member nations. Individual spending related to public education was 2.8% of the gross domestic product, which was more than 3-folds the OECD average, which was 0.9%.
국내 공교육비에서 민간 부담률은 OECD 평균보다 약 4배 정도 높은데요. 이는 국내 가구들이 공교육비, 즉 고등학교 등록금이라든지 이렇게 필수 교육비에 대한 지출이 높을 뿐만 아니라 높은 사교육비에 대한 부담도 지니고 있기 때문에 가계의 전반적인 소비를 위축시킬 수 있을 만큼 교육비의 지출이 굉장히 높다는 것을 의미합니다.
Korean parents spend more on private lessons than on public education. A survey shows that 73% of primary, middle and high school students in the country take private lessons. The industry estimates that the market for private education is around $21 billion a year. Statistics show that a Korean family with 2 single children spent on average 16.9% of the total expenditure on education every month, which is higher than the expenditure on food. Higher the income, spending on private education rises as well in Korea. The top 20% income group spent about $470 on education, while it was around $70 for the bottom 20%, a difference of around 7-folds. High interest in education has a long history in Korea. Even as a poor country worrying about where the next meal was coming from, parents depended on education as a way to escape poverty.
경제 발전이 있기 전에 이미 벌써 교육이 완전히 팽창이 이루어졌습니다. 거꾸로 경제 발전에 필요한 인력을 찾다 보니까 이 과잉 인력이 여기저기 너무 많아 있습니다. 그러니까 임금을 적게 줘도 저렴한 그러나 실력 있는 일 잘하는 노동력을 구할 수 있기 때문에 이게 이제 우리나라 경제 발전의 엔진이다. 그래서 굉장히 빠른 시간에 그 기간을 얘기하면 너는 어떤 나라가 따라왔을 정도로 거의 경이적인 속도로 경제 발전이 이루어졌는데 그것은 아주 양질의 교육받은 노동력이 풍부하기 때문에 그렇습니다.
However, interest in education in the current era is concentrated on university entrance exams. The Korean government announces measures every year to reduce the burden in private education by strengthening public education, but its effect is hardly noticed.
그런 사교육이 조금 우리나라의 인력들의 그런 경쟁력을 더 높이는 방향으로 사용이 된다면 훨씬 더 국내가 경쟁력을 높이는 그런 요인이 될 수 있을 거라는 생각이 듭니다.
Everyone agrees that education is the best investment in preparing for the future. Korean parents' fervor for education has set foundations for the country's economy of today. However, their high expenditure in education should be of better value, focused on helping to heighten one's competitiveness.
Our guest today is one of the world's most influential economists and is the winner of a 2004 Nobel Prize in that field. He is a critic of Keynesian economic theory, which argues for the manipulation of demand-side factors to fuel economic growth. is also extremely critical to those economic policymakers who focus on short-term populist decisions rather than rational long-term ones. So, what does he make of the current state of the global, regional, and Korean economies? From Arizona State University, Professor Edward Prescott, welcome to Bizline.
Thank you, it's good to be here.
Okay, well, great to have you on. Let's start with just a rather broad question. You've arrived, I believe this is your 5th or 6th time in Korea. Looking around you right now, any strong impressions you want to convey about the state of Korea, the Korean economy?
The state of the Korean economy is pretty good. Korea is now one of the advanced industrial economies.
Sure.
You're at the European level, Western European.
But in your research, you took a lot about timing and time. The time prior to some transformations, the time during a transformation, and the time after a transformation. The general consensus now is we're in the long aftermath as we come out of the 2008 global financial crisis. Where or when do you see the global economy right now?
Basically, I see Asia as doing well. Asia is catching up. It's at a very surprisingly rapid rate. And already, South Korea and about 4 other economies, the Tigers in Japan, are rich, advanced industrial countries. The US and Europe are doing badly. They're depressed. They're in not as great as the Great Depression of the 1930s, but half, and it's been lasting for a long time. Like I said, it happens. Japan lost its decade of growth from about 1992 to 2002, while Western Europe and the US were doing great.
But do you see us coming out of this slump right now, or are we still in it? Whereabouts are we on that sort of economic timescale?
I don't see Asia in slump, but I do see Western Europe and the United States, EU and the United States, as being depressed. Relative to trend growth. Over time, for the last 150 years, we've been getting richer due to trend, the growth in the stock of useful knowledge. And the Koreans have contributed to that growth as well as many other countries, or people in many other countries. But then the very important difference is the policy regimes that the countries employ. Economists can only predict what will happen given what regime will be followed in the future, where the theory is good enough. And it is in many cases.
Okay. Well, speaking of policy regimes, you talk about short-term policies being bad, long-term policies being good. But of course, we do have this slight problem of democracy, which does that not create a problem for economic policymakers who are forced to make short-term decisions to satisfy their political masters?
That is a danger, and sometimes democracies behave responsibly, and sometimes they don't. Just being a democracy is not the panacea. You got to rely on the people showing good judgment. The current depression in the U.S. is the result of a policy regime change. The American people, sort of reflected in the 2006 by-election, wanted some change, and they started centralizing, and rather than having the people get together and solve the problems, they were trying to do it by the paternalistic state. Centralized planning doesn't work. It didn't work that. It worked poorly in the Soviet Union, in that grand social experiment. And it's true in the United States, but Korea, you know, South Korea being a smaller country, that's somewhat of an advantage.
For centralized planning?
So there's less of a problem with centralized. If you're constrained by your interactions with the rest of the world. You competed pretty well in the recent Olympics.
Sure.
And when you, in talk about a more important case, you look at the Korean cars in the United States.
Okay.
That's a highly successful undertaking. And you're making important investments in other Asian countries. I think it's foreign direct investment, the steel mills in Vietnam, and make big entry into China.
Yeah. Dr. Prescott, Korea in the 60s and 70s did in fact develop very largely from a top-down economic model, albeit one using private rather than nationalized enterprises as the locomotives of growth. And this took place in the absence of any form of real democratic braking mechanisms or even oversights. Now, of course, Korea is a more mature economy and is a full democracy now, but of course growth has slowed, the economy has matured. Is there a way forward to regenerate or reignite the kind of fast growth that Korea would have enjoyed in the past?
Yes. In the past, Korea did have a lot of competition. They had 5 automobile producers. They closed off to the rest of the world. But later on, their quality went up another couple notches once they
went global and
started competing worldwide.
Right.
That's been Korea is a leader in that automobile industry, along with Japan and Germany and the U.S. But now, what should they do?
Right.
Now, continue with the fostering the high tech, and you're doing that.
Sure.
But the Koreans are getting older.
Yeah.
And this it happens in a lot of countries, and this means that there should be some reform in the tax system, and there could be a period of rapid growth in a total amount maybe go up by 1/3 from some, for the U.S. too, by the way, and Western Europe, with more sensible tax policies.
Are you talking about policies which will encourage people to have more children?
No. Holding the demographics fixed, and the number of, I've done the studies with Ellen McGrattan for the U.S., where the number of workers per retiree goes down from 3.4 down to 2.
Right.
So that means a fraction.
So
and that can be handled
more
relatively easily, and make our grandchildren, make everybody better off, and our grandchildren are particularly better off. It entails adopting the principles of public finance, which says don't tax capital, where taxing capital means, well, making future consumption more expensive in terms of current consumption. There's no reason to introduce that distortion. The U.S. has moved a long way in that direction with the retirement accounts. Deferred receipt of compensation and payment of taxes. You receive it when you retire, and you pay taxes at that time.
Right.
That's a much better tax system. There's been a lot of improvement in the U.S. I'd like to know more about the details of the retirement system here. Sure. You got to have places, though, with people saving for retirement, save a huge amount. And where can you save it? Germany saves abroad, but everybody can't save abroad, because if somebody saves abroad, some other country's dissaving. And that's the big problem, I think, is in the financial thing, is the shortage of savings opportunities. In reforming the tax system, you should keep the marginal tax rates down, have people save for retirement, maybe mandatory, like Australia. And you may require people to annuitize it so that they can't outlive their savings.
Right.
So you have all the good things of the safety net, but you have the right incentives
to actually put it into place. Okay, understood. Speaking very broadly, how do you see the overall economic outlook for China right now? What are the risks? What are the potentials there?
The risk is centralization, and trying to manage from top down. You need a decentralized system. But they have a fair amount of decentralization built into their system. Their term limits for the 5-year plan, essentially 2 of them, is for a given regime.
That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. People do not worry about that next election and sort of pandering to some special interest groups in the populist redistributional game, which seems to have countries that do that seem to end up with more spread out incomes. The difference between
that's a bad thing?
If it's a distortion, yes. I don't. I'm not for. When there's competition, things become less spread out, less inequality. I don't mind if somebody gets rich if they create a lot of social surplus that benefits the general people, and they get. So I like changes that make everybody better off.
Okay.
Even if that increases the amount of variance of incomes, so what?
So be it. Okay.
But I like everybody higher. I don't like one benefiting at the expense of some groups.
Okay.
That's economic efficiency in the welfare sense.
Of course, Korea's other big neighbour and competitor and partner is Japan. It's now well into the implementation of Abenomics. Again, what do you see as the big risks and rewards in Japan right now?
He has 3 pillars. Pillar 1 is the quantitative easing, which I said is much to do about nothing. Or it's very minor, to first approximation, nothing. The second, increased spending and taxes will depress the Japanese economy relative to the growth trend level. They talk in terms of the policies that will increase productivity. I worry that he won't follow through on them. If he did that, that would be good.
Yeah.
That would be, Japan doing well, I think, is good for Korea. And Korea doing well is good for Japan.
Sure.
Have Korea really perform would put some pressure on that country to reform. They got to become more open.
But as you said, I think that's the third pillar is the one that the biggest question marks do hang over. But of course, Korea has traditionally seen itself as a shrimp between the whales of these surrounding powerful economies. This is the term that Koreans tend to use, a shrimp between whales. What advice would you give to Korea policymakers and business leaders looking forward as they attempt to navigate between Japan, China, and of course the US?
Being small like Switzerland has not hurt them.
Sure.
South Korea, I think it's a lot bigger than, in terms of economy, than Switzerland.
It's the 15th largest economy
so it's
in the world
not,
right now.
It doesn't seem to be any relationship. For economic competition, being small does not adversely affect you. Matter of fact, it has some advantages. I once proposed that China ought to become the United Provinces of China and have more
divide them up.
Decentralization. When they centralized in the past, they've...
But I think that horrifies the Chinese, doesn't it? This idea of
well, they have a lot of policies. Don't ask, and just do. And you look at some of those Shenzhen, unbelievable what they've accomplished in such a short time. It's even more impressive than the growth miracles in Japan and Korea and Taiwan. And they're truly awesome.
Well, that's a good note to finish on. Dr. Prescott, it's been a pleasure having you. Thank you for appearing.
Thank you, Andy. It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay. Well, what are you going to be doing until...
What apps do Korean smartphone users mainly use? This week's hot application is Seoulbus app that tells you the bus information on iOS and Android platforms. First, you enter the number of your bus. The current location and arrival time of the bus will appear. You can see the bus arrives exactly on time. Let's find out more about its various functions. It has a function to guide you to the nearest bus station from your location. If you enter the bus number you frequently use, its alarm function will automatically provide you the information on arrival of the bus in line with the time you want. And it also has a dashboard function that enables you to immediately check all of this for up to 6 buses in one screen. Seoul Bus app is an application that busy modern people can use conveniently. If you are planning on visiting Korea and using public transportation, you can reduce the time wasted on the streets by using the Seoul Bus app.
If you visit a theatre to watch a movie today, your experience is going to be as much audio as it is visual. And audio technologies are advancing by leaps and bounds. Case in point, surround sound, or as we call it today, 3D audio.
3D contents are in demand nowadays. Such technologies are being realized from mobile phones to the movie theaters on a grander scale. 3D has evolved from mere technology to becoming part of our culture. Recently, development in audio technology has opened a new era to 3D content, adding a 3 dimension to audio on top of 3D videos. The Electronics and Telecommunications Research Institute, located in Daejeon, Korea, has a research center dedicated to realizing enhanced stereophonic sounds, or stereo. So, what is stereophonic sound?
입체 음향이라는 것은 쉽게 생각하면 우리가 그냥 자연에서 듣는 소리라고 할 수 있습니다. 어떤 신호가 있을 때 그것이 우리 귀에 전달되는 경로상의 어떤 시간차라든지 레벨차를 정확하게 표현해 주는 게 가장 중요한 거라고 할 수 있고요. 그게 이제 재생 시스템의 각각의 이제 스피커나 헤드폰에 따라서 상황이 다 다르기 때문에 그걸 어떻게 가장 자연에 가깝게 표현할 수 있는가가 이제 입체 음향의 품질을 좌우한다고 할 수 있습니다.
A number of speakers delivering individual sounds and audible frequencies from subwoofers of under 100 Hz can express sound coming from various directions in 3 dimensions. The core technology in stereophonic sound is codec that encodes and decodes a digital data stream or signal.
현재 지금 3D 오디오라는 표준화에서 진행하는 것은 그런 전통적으로 스테레오 오디오 신호를 압축하는 걸 떠나서 채널 수가 늘어났을 경우 어떻게 하면 그 늘어난 채널 수들을 잘 조합을 해서 더 압축률을 높일 수 있느냐.
Etri has developed 10.2 audio channel technology based on codec technology, which can deliver vivid sound even at home. Its technology was chosen by the International Telecommunication Union as the technical standard.
에틸에서 제안하는 그 10.2 채널은 현재 5.1 채널에서 스피커를 5개만 추가하도록 그렇게 표현을 한 거고요. 그리고 그렇게 아주 작은 수의 스피커만 표현해도 그 실제 22.2 채널을 하고 동일한 수준의 3차원 음향을 표현할 수 있는 구조를 찾아서 저희들이 제안한 겁니다.
국내에서 UHD TV와 같은 방송이 시작될 때 그 표준 규격으로 사용할 수가 있고 이런 부분이 이제 차세대 홈시어터 용의 어떤 새로운 시장을 기존에 지금 5.1 채널이라는 홈시어터 시장이 있지만 이제 그걸 뛰어넘는 더 큰 시장으로 발전할 수 있으리라 생각하고 있습니다.
Then what is the current status of stereophonic sounds applied in our everyday life? Stereo technology is mostly applied at movie theaters. Recently, Etri has introduced 32-channel audio processors for digital cinema in joint work with a small and medium-sized company, which is the first in the world. 30 subdivided audio signals and 2 subwoofers are placed above the audience and follow the actors on the screen to create, coordinate, and replay sound which will be closest to the natural state.
실제로는 6개의 공간, 빈 공간밖에 없는 곳에 32개를 압축해서 표현을 해야 되기 때문에 실질은 5.6배수의 압축을 감행해서도 나중에 풀었을 때, 데코딩을 했을 때 오디오의 손실이 없어야 합니다. 그러한 부분을 이뤄내기 위해서 6배로 압축을 했다가 풀었을 때도 원래 퀄리티를 갖고 있는 그 기능을 담아져 있습니다.
32-channel audio processors are currently installed in 14 movie theaters in Korea so that the audience can enjoy sound vividly.
영상의 현저한 발전으로 그에 따라서 사람들은 음향에 대해서도 니즈가 한참 부풀어지고 있기 때문에 현재는 이 입체 음향이 주도로 해서 발전을 낼 수 있는 좋은 시점이라고 생각을 합니다.
Stereophonic sound technology isn't appreciated only at the movie theater, but also at home. The soundbar, a long bar-type speaker, is now beginning to replace the home theater as the next stereo system. Within a slim bar that is 35 millimeters in height contains 2.1-channel speakers, which boasts of audio output that is 8 times stronger than the speaker installed in a TV set.
머리 전달 함수를 이용한 방식으로 입력받은 신호의 필터링을 통해서 가상의 그 음원을 맺히게 하는 그런 기술이었는데요. 올해 같은 경우에는 이제 네 채널이 이제 독립적으로 동작을 하면서 이제 각각의 좀 더 자연스러우면서도 필드감을 확장할 수 있는 그러한 알고리즘이 적용되어 있습니다.
Existing home theater systems require the hassle of placing more than 5 speakers, but the soundbar system utilizes reflection of sounds to realize stereophonic sounds.
사운드바를 설치를 해서 소리를 듣게 되면 동일한 2.1 채널이긴 하지만 별도의 서브퍼를 통해서 어떤 저음을 재생하고 그런 부분이 있기 때문에 좀 더 풍부하고 좀 더 풍성한 느낌의 소리를 들을 수가 있습니다.
As the soundbar allows listeners to enjoy full surround stereo at home, the global soundbar market has grown sharply by 20-fold in 4 years since 2008.
이제 우리가 원래 듣는 소리는 이제 객체라고 얘기해서 하나의 단일 신호를 가지고 이제 스피커 시스템이나 이런 걸 이용해서 표현하는데 그런 오브젝트 개념의 객체가 방송이나 영화에 도입되는 시점이 조만간에 오지 않을까. 그렇게 되면 이제 소비자 입장에서는 좀 더 리얼하고 풍부한 소리를 들을 수 있는 환경이 제공되지 않을까 생각하고 있습니다.
The digital movie market is growing fast and consumers' desires to hear vivid sounds at home is getting stronger, prompting the development in sound technology. And stereo technology developed in South Korea will hopefully lead the global market in the future.
Given the mass popularity of mobile telephones, many had predicted that the old-fashioned home telephone would go the way of the dodo. But no, in fact, the home telephone has transformed into the home smartphone, offering a whole range of specialized functions for household management. What are these functions? Let's take a look.
This is an era where everyone has a smartphone. Home phones, which had been expected to disappear from our daily lives amid the popularization of mobile phones, are now changing. Let's meet the home phones revived as smart home devices by meeting ICT technologies. This is a house in Gyeonggi-do Province. The device this housewife uses is quite similar to a tablet PC in its appearance and function, but it is actually an internet home phone. Unlike the existing landline phone, which could only make or receive calls, it can replace a tablet PC or a smartphone as it allows users to use apps. It can become a stereo system that can infinitely stream tens of thousands of sound sources. It can also be a TV that users can watch live channels, movies, and various educational contents. Users can sync it with IPTV to watch contents on a big screen if they feel a small screen is inconvenient.
아기를 보다 보니까 컴퓨터를 할 시간이 없어요. 인터넷도 마음대로 할 수 있고, 그리고 이제 영상 통화도 그냥 할 수 있고. 제가 동화도 이제 읽어주지만 또 제 목소리랑 또 이게 따로 또 콘텐츠에서 하는 목소리랑 또 틀리잖아요. 그게 좀 더 집중되다 보니까 애들 동화로도 많이 보죠.
Thanks to the home phone that has become smart, the number of internet home phone subscribers has surged, exceeding 12 million people as of the end of last year. In fact, the number of landline phone subscribers has fallen steadily, but the number of subscribers for internet phones, including smart home phones, has been rising sharply, according to the Korea Association for ICT Promotion. Amid growing interest on home phones, the telecommunications industry is also aggressively developing home phone services.
더 이상 집전화라고 하는 영역 안에서는 큰 매력도가 없다고 생각해서 아예 집전화보다 큰 패드를 가지고 오디오독을 연결을 해서 좀 더 다른 가치를 추구하게 됐습니다. 예를 들어 홈 CCTV라거나 EBS 홈스쿨이라거나 어린이 동화라거나 하는 것들은 스마트폰에는 아예 없거나 있더라도 훨씬 이 홈보이에서 좀 더 많은 가치를 줄 수 있는 그런 콘텐츠들입니다.
This home phone was newly launched by a telecommunication company recently. On top of a stereo system, radio and video on-demand service for various contents, the phone has even upgraded voice quality by implementing high-definition or HD voice calls. HD voice call service boasts the voice processing bandwidth twice as wider than the existing method.
기존에 이제 인터넷 전화도 와이파이 기반으로 해서 이제 통화를 제공하고 있지만 약간 통화 품질이 약간 떨어지는 것들이 있었거든요. 이제 HD로 이제 업그레이드 되면서 이제 그 기존에 이제 통화할 수 있는 패킷이 늘어나면서 뭐 영상 통화라든지 아니면 뭐 상대방 음성을 더 또렷하게 전달할 수 있는 기술들이 모두 추가돼서 더 발전할 수 있었습니다.
Aside from its excellent voice quality, one other strength that is drawing attention is the technology to recognize users' emotions. The home phone terminal recognizes users' face and recommends music in accordance with the user's facial expression and mood on that day.
본인의 이제 감정에 의해서 추천하는 기능도 있고 아니면 뭐 날씨에 따라서 이제 추천하는 기능도 있는데요. 사실 뭐 요즘에 이제 음원 스트리밍 서비스를 보면은 뭐 200만 곡, 300만 곡 해갖고 선택하기가 어렵잖아요. 그래서 뭐 가끔 선택하기 귀찮을 때 이렇게 이제 추천을 통해서 들을 수도 있고 가끔 이제 이렇게 고르다 보면 재미도 있거든요. 예, 그래서 반응이 좋은 편입니다.
Furthermore, home phones can also transform into CCTVs at home. When the user leaves the house, the camera in the home phone terminal detects and takes pictures of any movement in the house and sends the pictures to the user's smartphone. On the contrary, when the user wants to check the house from outside, the user can see inside the house through the camera by making a video call to the home phone even if no one is home to pick up the phone. The CCTV function also comes in more handy if you have a young child or a pet at home. But how does it recognize movements?
1초에 한 10번 정도 계속 사진을 가상으로 찍고 있습니다. 그래서 찍은 사진들 간에 형체가 다르면 움직임이 감지됐다고 판단을 해서 그 소유주의 휴대폰으로 SMS를 알려주는 그런 동작 원리를 가지고 서비스를 하고 있습니다.
But do we have to use the smart home phone only at home? The home phone's usage is limitless even outside the home. If there is a Wi-Fi connection, you can make calls anywhere just like a home phone and use it as a navigation in a vehicle by syncing it with a smartphone. Despite their variety of functions, home phones boast much cheaper phone bills than smartphones, so they are likely to remain popular.
음원 스트리밍 서비스라든지 TV 다시 보기 기능도 이제 제공을 해서 그 두 가지 외에도 이제 통화 혜택도 이제 KT 가입자 간 이제 3,000부 무료라는 혜택을 제공하고 있기 때문에 집 전화에 비해서는 이제 혜택도 훨씬 제공하고 요금도 이제 상대적인 측면에서는 좀 저렴하다고 볼 수 있죠.
Smart home phone has transformed into an all-around smart home device from just a phone used at home. However, its transformation doesn't end here.
향후에도 주부들을 위한 동영상이나 육아 관련 콘텐츠 그리고 초중고에 대한 교육 콘텐츠 중심으로 가는 게 일반 스마트폰과 차별화되면서 홈에 맞는 콘텐츠로 진화하는 방향이 아닌가 생각해서 그쪽으로 노력하고 있습니다.
We look forward to seeing the future of the infinitely transformable home phone. Indeed, we wonder what the future home phone will be like.
In Pyongyang, the Kim regime maintains a firm grip on political power. But for over a decade now, economic control has been slipping through its fingers. One area where this economic decontrol can most easily be seen is in currency trading. Today's North Koreans use the Chinese renminbi, even the American dollar, as widely as their own money. So what does this tell us about the state of the North Korean won?
Are you planning to travel to one of the world's most closed countries? If so, be prepared to bring different sets of foreign currencies to pay while you are traveling in North Korea. No need to exchange them into the North Korean won, which is the most unpopular currency even among its own people.
북한 시장 내에서 이제는 심지어 여성들이 머리를 이거 파마하는 것도 야, 너 몇 불짜리 했냐? 이 정도로 물어볼 정도로. 이전에는 야, 그거 얼마짜리냐? 이렇게 보는 게 이제 몇 불짜리냐? 그럼 20불짜리, 50불짜리, 뭐 10불짜리, 5불짜리 뭐 이런 식으로 통용될 정도로 이제는 북한 주민들의 일반 생활 속에 달러나 위엔화가 완전히 그 장착됐다길까 아니면 그 세습돼 있다길까.
Money was only restrictive in North Korea until the 1980s, when the country's economy still functioned normally, allowing its citizens to live on the public distribution system without much difficulty. But that has changed after the socialist state was severely hit by the economic crisis in the 1990s, forcing its citizens to earn extra money for their own survival, which increased the role of currency and markets.
외국에 나가 있는 외화벌이 기관의 기관원들 이런 분들이 다 달러를 벌어서 국내에 가지고 들어와서 은행에 예치를 안 하고 개인이 다 가지고 있죠. 그런 것들이 10년, 20년 쌓이니까 북한 내에서는 뭐 경우에 따른 수십억 달러가 있다라고 이제 추정이 되고 그것이 그 신뢰를 잃은 북한 원화 대신에 신뢰가 있는 달러가 이제 화폐 기능을 부분적으로 대체하고 있는 현상이 발생하고 있습니다.
Such extra money-making activities in countless urban and rural marketplaces enabled even the general public to save a sizable amount of money, mostly a mixed bag of domestic and foreign currencies, amid ongoing inflation sparked by the government's various attempts to resuscitate its ailing economy. The final straw came when Pyongyang carried out currency reform in 2009 to re-denominate the North Korean won. That returned disastrous, wiping out personal cash savings in local currency and finally led the public to totally lose faith in the won.
화폐 교환해서 사람들이 다 망하게 하고 사람들이 이제 북한에 대한 돈에 대한 신용이 없기 때문에 시장에서 그 남세 잔사들 있죠. 채소 잔사들은 정말 그 사람들은 그 한 끼 벌이를 위해서 다 하는 사람들인데 이제는 그 사람들도 돈을 모아서는 다 중국 돈을 다 바꿔놓는다 이렇게 다 소문 돌고 있습니다.
북한이 금융 부분이 그 신뢰를 받지 못하기 때문에 금융 부분의 그 자산을 축적을 할 수가 없는데 그러다 보니까 화폐를 집에서 개인이 보유를 해야 되는데 인플레이션이 진행되다 보니까 사실은 부피가 너무 커지는 겁니다. 북한 돈으로 저축을 하려다 보니까 그래서 시작된 것이 사실은 부피가 적은 달러로부터 시작된 것입니다. 물론 그 이후에 이제 인플레이션이 더욱더 진행되고 그리고 화폐 개혁과 같은 조치들이 일어나면서 주민들이 북한 원화를 가지고 있으면 손해본다는 인식들이 점점 확산되어서
Such declining value of the local currency has further boosted demand for foreign currencies in one of the world's most closed totalitarian states. The Chinese yuan has lately become the most popular for both foreign and local transactions, in particular in 장마당 or the black market.
우리는 모든 장사는 다 그 인민폐를 합니다. 시장에서도 그렇고요. 그날 그 시세에 따라서 고정된 가격이란 거 없고 시장에 이 시세에 따라서 이렇게 다 때리거든요. 그 오늘 시세 비 한 장에 9만이다 하면 9만에 하나 값을 때려서 얼마 이렇게 다 시장에서 다 패로 다 통하지 이제는 북한 돈이란 건 통하지도 않고 사람들이 믿지도 않아요 이제는.
Growing trading and smuggling with its ally are believed to have boosted demand for the Chinese yuan. An estimated 90% of economic transactions along North Korea's border with China are done in yuan. Meanwhile, the US dollar is the preferred currency among the locals for savings because it is considered the most stable. Along with the euro, it is also popular for paying for goods in Pyongyang, the communist nation's capital.
그는 국경 지역에서 중심으로 쓰기 때문에 그게 되고 실제 내륙에 들어오면 달러를 기본 쓰는 거로 알고 있어요.
Such widespread dollarization, a phenomenon of voluntarily dumping the local currency in favor of a stable foreign currency, has depreciated the won so much in recent years. For instance, the unofficial market rate, which is widely accepted among the locals, was around 31 to the US dollar when the currency reform was announced in 2009. It has since surged, recently trading around 8,400 won to the dollar versus the official rate of 96.
사라지진 않겠지만은 그래도 북한도는 말처럼 휴지종이처럼 생각하는 경향은 아주 높죠. 아주 높아요.
While estimates vary on how much of foreign currency is in circulation in North Korea, some analysts in South Korea estimate it is as high as $2 billion US dollars. The country's gross national income is about $30 billion. Pyongyang's ban on the use of foreign currencies hasn't been effective. While it seems the regime has lost control over its people on their use of foreign currencies, it has unofficially allowed them to use it to absorb hard currency.
북한으로서도 민간이 가진 외화를 흡수해야 되기 때문에 그것을 위한 조치들을 하죠. 예를 들어서 외화 상점을 만들어낸다거나 이런 조치들을 통해서 주민들의 외화를 쓰게 만드는 거죠. 근데 그것이 점점 늘어나다 보니까 외화 쓰는 것이 좀 더 보편적이 되는 거죠. 그것의 극단적인 조치가 정부가 만들어낸 휴대폰 시장인 거죠. 그건 정부가 민간이 외화를 쓰는 것을 사실상 공식적으로 허용하는 조치인 거죠.
Widespread dollarization seems to be helping the North's crippling economy to function somewhat, but its attempt to exercise what little grip it has on the people and the economy could be reduced.
외화가 점점 많이 쓰이면 정부 당국이 돈을 풀어서 생기는 경제 부양 효과가 굉장히 약화되는 거죠. 그래서 더 약화되니까 또 효과를 얻기 위해서 더 많이 풀죠. 그러면 인플레이션이 더 생기고 그래서 하이퍼 인플레이션이 생기는 거도 말하자면 정부의 어떤 경제 통제 역량이 약화되는 겁니다. 정부의 주권이 경제 주권이 떨어진다고도 보는 거고 그래서 기본적으로는 바람직하지 않죠.
The eyes of the world are focused on North Korea, whether the regime's currency is completely wiped out or somehow finds a way to tighten its grip.
And that's all we have time for on Bizline this week. But do join us again next week. We'll be looking at the car upgrade industry here in South Korea, showing you how and where you can get a cooler, a faster and a sexier set of wheels. On a far grimmer note, we'll also be looking at the human rights situation in North Korea following the recent publication of a comprehensive UN report on that topic. But that's it for now. I'm Andrew Salmon. This was Bizline. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.